So, is $11 for a 2-pack good value? Let's see. Hey guys, welcome back to the YKB, Why Keep the Box Collecting, where we immediately destroy the value of our figures and free them for their plastic and cardboard prisons. I got you something nice today. While shopping on Amazon, I saw these guys, League of Legends, I can't pronounce that, and Anubis, whoever that, Ragtar, whatever. It's a gigantic alligator, and it's the gigantic dog warriors. They're Egyptian. I kind of like those type of characters, so I picked these guys up. I'm not a League fan, but I've seen enough of I guess, the show, and I know people who play the games. So I saw this, and I'm like, I have to get this. And for $11 for both of them, for these mega figures, man, Hasbro would charge us $200 for this pack. Let's open it up and see if they are good value. So these figures look good in the box. The box looks decent as it is. It's very much it's very pleasing. Has this weird crack stuff. Got Anubis down there. What is that? Rektar? I don't know the name of that guy. But it's the alligator. It it looks good. They put a lot of work in this box, and they put a lot of work in this series of figures, but I'm guessing people just didn't like them. But that's fine for me because we get to open it up and get it for cheap. Look at these accessories real quick. You have the alligator's saw weapon. Looks pretty good. Decently painted. Looks nice. You have the alligator's tail. Looks good. Rubbery. So it can bend at least a little bit. Look at that. Looked at that a little bit better. And then you get Anubis's staff, which looks good. It's a hard plastic, just like the saw thing, but it's nice. Get quote unquote accessories. I wouldn't call the tail an accessory, but it's not on the figure, so right now it is definitionally wise. And for figures this big, usually, you don't get accessories, so especially paying $11 for it, I don't think you can complain. So let's get these accessories on these guys real quick. We're gonna start off with Alligator Man over here. Really wish I knew how to say his name, but boom, tail plugged in. Probably help him balance a little bit more. There you go, Godzilla can balance. As I say that. But it's a massive figure, so it works for now. Stick this in Anubis' hand before, Godzilla stops my turntable again. Too late, I missed out. And I know I keep on calling this thing. And I know I keep on calling this thing Anubis, and it has the name what, Nasus? Whatever. I didn't play League, so I don't know. I picked this up because it looked like Anubis, and this other character looked like Sobek. So that's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna mod this a little bit. I'm definitely gonna paint. I'm definitely gonna paint this black, just because the brown looks fine, but I really do want him to be black, like the hound looking thing that his character is based off of. I don't really like the brown. The brown works, but for what I'm doing, you know, it's okay. I guess I could get out. I don't know. I might just paint it black because I want it darker. For Sobek over here, I'm I'm probably gonna leave him alone. I might put a darker greener coat on him just to get that alligator feel because it feels a little cartoony. It's fine, but I'm thinking a darker green on it will look good. And I don't know, maybe it has something to do with the silver on the green. It just doesn't is not vibing well. So maybe with a darker green it'll look better. Or I might have to paint the silver gold. You know, that might fix that up. But I'm not afraid to go and mess with these figures because I bought them for $11, and I still believe they are $11 on Amazon. So if I mess them up too bad, I'll just buy another one. Can have an army of these. Actually, doesn't actually sound that bad. But let's get into some articulation. So for Sobek over here, he has double jointed elbows, which is surprising. Still can't move that much because it is fairly large and the armor does get in the way. Hands have a hinge and they're on a ball joint. The top, there's no bicep swivel, but the top, decent mobility. It's a softer plastic on top. The other side over here is a little bit frozen, so I'm gonna have to heat that up. But with a little bit of force, I can get that back in there. But it doesn't lay down all the way, so it's a lot of force. But see, I got a little bit of messing up in there, so I'll have to go and carve that, clean that up so I can move a little smoother. Um, he has some twist right there in the leg. Only a single jointed knee, but it got some swivel into it. In case you want to make this character look a little bit different in its walking ability. Let me see if I can't get that. No, it looks terrible, so it's gonna go back to the way it was. But ankle's the same, typical stuff that we see, which is nice. The tail's on has a ball peg inside of it, but for the most part, it's in so deep that it can't really bend. It can't really twist too much. And the tail it's a bendy tail, but it is thick plastic, so it's hard to get. You ain't gonna be using the tail to throw people, that's for sure. And no waist twist, but they have a dumbbell at the top. You know, this looks good, but I don't know. Maybe it just looks a little too cartoony for me. I will definitely have to paint this guy to get that dark green I want. Maybe make him look kind of like the Abomination, that type of green. I think that's gonna work for him. But let's say I don't even mess with the painting this guy. This guy looks pretty decent as it is. It looks nice. He definitely could work in Ninja Turtle display. Well, I'm gonna put him in an Egyptian display, like a gods type of a display, or a monster display. Shoot, if you collect any of those amalgamation animal human things, this could work for your display too. It looks good. It really does. I'm only gonna paint it just because I do that. Now bringing in Anubis. Just like Sobek, it looks good. Let's toss this off. We know what staffs do. It's double jointed elbows. Hands are swivels. Standard swivels on both of them. Bicep on him over here. Range goes all the way around. Waist twist, no, but he has the oh, it does have a waist twist, just small. And the top is on a dumbbell. Doesn't give that much mobility though. Head is on a single dumbbell, but he can't really look up, can't really look down that much. It's kind of whatever. He's tall. He can do a split. I don't remember if I showed Sobek doing a split, but he can. This cape's a very soft, pliable material, and they made it in a way where it's not going to rip too much for bending it open, which is good. No boot swivel, but standard ankle rocker. So, he can't kick his butt. Then again, he don't have a butt. So I forgot that Godzilla over here. Can he do a split? I actually don't think he can do a split. That's about as good as he can get. So for Sobek and Anubis, let's do some height and scale. I'll have to fix Sobek whenever I get the chance. And yeah, I should call them by their names, but I've already discussed that. Anubis is that tall. He's over 8 inches tall. I'll have the number on screen. And from shoulder to shoulder, he's almost 3 inches. Big buffy dude. Take him out the way so I can get Godzilla in the mix. Let's stand him up properly, just so, he can stand in all his glory, as tall as he possibly can get. So, Godzilla is that tall to his head, about 7 inches, and the back of him is about the same height as his head. Head's a little bit taller. From shoulder to shoulder, he is, I want to say about 4.5 inches. I have the number on the screen because I know people are gonna ask. He is from head to tail. I'm not sure if I can do this on camera, but I'm gonna try. If I can even get this on camera. This ain't easy. From snout to tail, he is that a foot long? Let's just call him a $5 foot long. Just kind of his price, isn't it? So with that out the way, let's get some scale. So first up, I have NECA's Last Ronin Donnie. He looks pretty good. It looks like he can box with these dudes when it comes to the height, and all the turtles be going to space in different universes and everything. And because we're not done with turtles, there's another Mikey, where he could pull off to be a teenager with them. Definitely works. Just because the wind's out here, let's bring out the last avatar. Loyal subjects. The last airbender. Here's a guy who might match his height. McFarlane Spawn. Looks pretty good. Looks like McFarlane can actually scale with some things. There's Naruto, so when he's done fighting Osusuki gods, he can fight some animal Egyptian gods. That's SH Fig Arts. There's Marvel Legends. Maybe Iron Man can ask them to join the Avengers. At least in the MCU, they need some help. Star Wars Black Series. There's some another alien race that the Empire can take under their control. And there's G.I. Joe Black Series with a Hawkeye head from Marvel Legends. For the most part, these guys, they work well. They're gonna fit well in a collection. I don't think anyone would complain about having these guys in your collection, and especially for that $11 price point. I'm like, you can't tell me that that's not a great price point. Now, I might not know these figures. I don't really care. I'm not going to be using them for League of Legends. So, Renekton and Nasus or whatever aren't really my forte. But let's be honest. That is Anubis. That is Sobek. No, they're complaining. It's like every other every other company who wants to add a Bruce Lee in their show, game, or whatever, they have him all in name. There's Rock Lee in Naruto, and then there is Li Fong in Street Fighter. Shoot, everybody and their mom has a Bruce Lee comparison, so I figured you know, just like that, everyone and their mom was gonna have some Egyptian god comparisons, which these guys fit the mold of. I definitely am gonna stick him in my Egyptian god shelf over there with like my Black Panther figures, some of my Power Ranger figures that are Egyptian. Like, these figures are gonna fit well. They don't look very hard to mod to make the little adjustments I need to do, like darkening up the green, maybe painting this gold. I'm definitely going to be painting this black just because I prefer the Hound to be black, not brown, So what can I say? I'm happy with these figures. For $11, what that's 5 and change, $6 a pop. These are great figures. I suggest everyone pick them up while the sale is still there. I'll have the Amazon picture pop up somewhere through this video. But for more reviews like this, come to the YKB. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Definitely pick up these figures.